Well, good afternoon and welcome to each and every one of you. I must say there's a lot of love and respect in this room here today. It's a beautiful feeling. Today we're here to celebrate the life of Janice Alma Graham. For most of you, you know her as Jan. And on behalf of Ross and Warren, Stephen, Karen, Donna, and all of Jan's family, I wish to sincerely thank you for coming here today to participate in this gathering to honour Jan's memory. For those of you who are live streaming today, we welcome you to COVID and work restrictions, and life just gets in the way, and sometimes we just can't meet up on a day like this, and it's very important, and we're very, very fortunate to have the live streaming to our disposal at the moment. So welcome. We feel your love too. A funeral is not a day in your life, but it's celebrating a life in one day. There are many joyful memories of this wonderful woman, and to celebrate Jan and her life is a very, very fitting tribute. So please, let's do Jan proud today. We do, however, come here with mixed emotions, both mourning the loss of Jan and remembering the life that you have all shared with her. You've all come here to support each other as you pause to remember a very special woman in your life. So today is really a time of coming together to say your final goodbyes to Jan and to remember what she meant to you personally. And I know that each of you have, in some way, played a part in Jan's life. So this celebration for Jan is for her. It's also for each of you and you at home as we gather together to share this time with each other. Death in a number of ways unites us all, and Jan's death for a time demands that each one of us put aside our toil, our cares and our pleasures to unite ourselves with each one here who share in the common bond of love and friendship for Jan. It is at a time like this that we stop the onrush of life and we pause for a little while and reflect. And when we think about Jan's life, there is a lot to reflect upon. The way Jan lived her life is a clear message to pass on to you all, to live a fuller and more meaningful life of your own. And because you all loved and respected her, her passing causes us to get our own set of values into the true perspective. We know for certain that we never lose the people that we love, even to death. Jan's life leaves an indelible imprint in your hearts and in your memories. And we find comfort in knowing that our lives have been enriched by sharing Jan's life and her love. Friends, I have the honour of sharing a little snapshot of Jan's life on behalf of all the family, and thank you so much for helping me with this. Janice Alma Graham was born on the 15th of September 1941 in Wollongong, New South Wales, to parents Violet Alma Ingold and Jack Allen Quinn. Jan grew up in the Wollongong area and was the middle child of three with her two brothers, Barry and Mick. Mick shared that Jan's childhood was a happy one, with having a large, close family, lots of friends from the children in the area. Mick also shared that when young, Jan had a habit of dressing Mick up as a girl because she always wanted to have a sister. When leaving school, Jan attended Passmore Secretarial School, and this training secured Jan employment as a secretary at Goodall's. Jan married James Bain, and they had two sons, Warren and Stephen. And after parting ways with James, Jan secured work at Macpherson's. Jan's friends Beryl and Elizabeth invited Jan to a dinner party in the disguise of playing matchmaker. And this is where Jan met her love, Ross. Ross shared with me that when he first asked Jan out for a date, she replied, "Why?" Ross worked at sea on his weeks, and on his weeks back on shore would stay with Jan's parents, and he and Jan would meet every day. Ross also shared with me that when he asked Jan to marry him, her initial answer was no. Well, Ross won Jan over and they married in 1971, and they honeymooned in Lord Howe Island, which Ross shared that it was a beautiful place. The family moved to Broken Hill for Ross's work, and Jan was astounded by the countryside. Jan made many close friends in Jenny Barron, Irene Payne at Broken Hill, as well as other ladies there, and their friendships remained strong over the years. Warren shared that while they were living in Broken Hill, the family, which now included Karen and Donna, would often enjoy weekends away at the Darling River on the riverbank. A great weekend was always had. They would fish, but the girls, being younger, would have a rope tied around their waist for safety on the water's edge, much to the surprise of many passers-by in the boats. The family then moved to the Central Coast in 1980, and they lived in a caravan in Wyong while they were looking to purchase a home. They settled in Gorican, and Jan enjoyed her sewing and craft, as well as volunteering at the local primary school and high school in their canteens. She also helped the children with their reading. She also worked casually for some time at the news agency in Charm Haven. Jan also did a sewing course at TAFE, which she thoroughly enjoyed, making long-term friends with Dot, Colleen, Phyllis and Diana. Their catch-ups for cups of tea became a regular occurrence. Upon Ross's retirement, he and Jan enjoyed travelling extensively in their caravan, and this was between 2003 and 2015. Again, sharing that Jan loved the Australian countryside. Jan was diagnosed with lupus in 1991, which was the beginning of her battle with good health. But in 2016, Jan suffered from toxic shock, spending many months in hospital. And life held many more struggles for Jan after that. It was shared with me that Jan was quite shy and a private woman. If you became her friend, you were a friend for life. Warren and Stephen shared that their mother was very intelligent. She always supported them in their education and their careers. Stephen shared with me that Jan was supportive and always there for him, and she inherited her kind ways from her mum. Donna and Warren told me that their mum was encouraged the girls in their education and expected them to do well. They also mentioned that Jan gave all the family their love of reading, and Mick told me that the reading was in the family, as the story was in the books. Karen wished for everyone to know that Jan was very shy. She was tough but fair with the kids, and Jan never held judgment, but spoke her mind, and she was always supportive. Donna mentioned that her mum was a scamp, and when she was younger, and nothing would go past her as she always knew what the kids were up to. Jan knitted for the AIDS children in Africa as well. This was one of her loves. And Ross was so proud to show me one of the knitted jackets that Jan had completed. He explained that they were not to be in bright colours, just plain, but he showed me how well it was finished, and it was beautiful. Karen and Donna mentioned that Jan loved all her grandchildren. She was very hands-on grandmother, and she loved having the grandchildren over. She was a loving nana and much adored. Friends, the one thing that came to the fore with me while chatting with the family was how close and loving Jan's family is, and so respectful of how you spoke of Jan, and it was beautiful to see. Touched my heart. Friends, I know that you would all agree that Jan has earnt the love and the respect of not only her family, but all of those who surround her. And we know that Jan will be very, very sadly missed. Friends, I know that you've all got your own special memories of Jan, but I'd like to now invite her son Warren to come and share his memories.
Thanks, Sylvia. It's okay on this side. Thanks everyone for coming today. The first thing to say about our mother is that she came from good people. She was a good person who came from good people. I have such fond memories of time spent with my Nana and Pa, Vi and Jack, who I still miss very much. And with Mum's brothers, Barry and Mick, who was like an older brother to me. So I think from them, she inherited her integrity and will. My Pa was a real character, larger than life, but Mum was more like her mother, Vi. She had her own quiet, unassuming, almost shy nature. But like Vi, she was strong, and she wouldn't take any nonsense from anyone. She always took a keen interest in my life and pushed me at school, pushed me to do my best at school, and with Ross, supported me to go to ANU and obtain my degree, for which I am forever grateful. And she wanted all of us to have the best opportunities in life. That is what mothers do. But I thought also, because those opportunities were maybe not available to her. My daughter Olivia turned 18 a few months ago, and I think a lot about how Mum had me 10 days before she turned 18. She was so young, and then before she'd turned 21, she'd had Stephen. And not long after that, she had to manage without any support at all from our father. And probably had limited support up until then, I might add. On a recent visit, Mum slept quite a bit, but we'd just sit and hold hands and just talk about some things. And I said to her, I was sorry that she had to give up her dreams and look after children so early in her life, that she had missed out on things. And she kind of just nodded a bit. She went quiet, and then she said, I suppose I did. But I gained a lot more than I ever lost. Apart from her wonderful children, one of the other things she gained was a supporting and loving partner. And I want to pay tribute to Ross for being a great husband, a terrific father, and a very attentive carer who looked after Mum so very well for a long time. From all of us, thank you, Ross. And next up, we're going to see a visual tribute. Thank you to Karen, Donna and Stephen for somehow managing to weed all the photos down to the selection that we have. That was a bit of a chore. And to Karen's daughter Rosie for making the slideshow, and also for playing the music that accompanies it. And I believe it's her own composition as well. She's very talented. I think that after being reminded how beautiful Jan is, or was, surrounded by her family and friends, and after listening to Rosie's playing, you will understand how much Jan will be missed, but also that she lives on in all our hearts. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, what a kaleidoscope of memories that is. And Rosie, How proud you must be today. Well done. Warren, it's the most difficult thing is to speak about someone that you love, and you certainly did your mum proud. As I said, there's a lot of love and respect in this room here today. I'd like to now invite Donna to share a beautiful verse which has a lot of meaning to all of your hearts. It's all right. Just bear with me, my fingers and thumbs.
It's okay.
Sorry, sweetheart.
That's okay.
Is that all right?
Thank you. Bear with me, I may stumble a bit. When I'm gone, release me. Let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You must not tie yourself to me with tears. Be happy that I've had so many years. I gave you my love. You can only guess how much you all gave me in happiness. I thank you for the love each have shown, but now it's time I travel on alone. So grieve a while for me, if grieve you must. Then let your grief be comforted by trust. It is only for a while that we must part, so bless the memories in your heart. I will not be far away, for life goes on. So if you need me, call me and I will come. Though you cannot see or touch me, I will be near. And if you listen with your heart, you will hear all of my love around you, soft and clear. Then when you must come this way alone, I will greet you with a smile and welcome home. Thank you.
So respectful and full of love. I understand, Donna, how hard that would have been for you. And as I said, like Warren, Mum would be very, very proud. Well done. Friends, Jan's family would especially like to thank and acknowledge all the staff at Suman Nursing. They were not just nurses, they became part of the family and friends. The love and the support that Suman Nursing gave to Jan and her family are very, very much appreciated. And finally, but most importantly, Ross. Your children asked me to particularly thank you for caring for Jan. The love in your heart is so big, it's as big as a bucket, and they love you especially for what you've done, and that's on their behalf. Friends, it is a comfort to Ross and Warren, Stephen, Karen and Donna and all of Jan's family to know that they are surrounded by so much love and respect today. An invitation is extended to each and every one of you to share time with the family for refreshments directly after our celebration. And this will be held at the tea rooms here in the grounds of Mackay Family Funerals. It's just on the other side of the car park there, so it's not too far to go. I'd like to leave you with this quote from Helen Keller. She said, "The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And if by the end of Jan's life she's ended up touching your hearts, well then you are a very, very lucky person indeed." Friends, for all that are able, would you please stand for our farewell? Friends, we've reached the time of our farewell for Jan, and tenderly and lovingly we commit the body of Janice, Alma, Graham to nature's keeping. We give thanks for Jan's life, and we remember with gratitude Jan's deep love of family and of life itself. We are grateful for the life that has been lived and for all that Jan's life has meant to each of us. We're glad that we saw Jan smile and felt the love in her heart. We cherish the memory of Jan's words, her deeds and her character. We cherish Jan's friendship, but most of all, her love. And Jan's memory will remain in each of your hearts and yours at home forever. Friends, please leave our celebration for Jan here today with happy hearts and happy memories, as we know that Jan would not want you to leave here with sadness, just joy in her memory.